Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters. Welcome to your September 2025 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. I also wanted to mention, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Alright, so for your key to the month, you have the Hermit card. Okay, so the Hermit is not always about being alone or being lonely. Sometimes it's about taking or seeking your own counsel, which is a really important part of life. There are times where we really do have to delve deeper into where we are at, right? And to have a really good talk with ourselves. Not a go at ourselves, but to have a really good talk with ourselves. Interestingly enough, this card, Caitlin Coppock of Sphere and Sundry. If you don't know Sphere and Sundry, you're missing out. They're absolutely amazing. If you know anything, when she talks about Aquarius, one of the things that she mentioned was how even though the Hermit card is Virgo ruled, he has a very Saturnian nature. And actually, if you know tarot well enough, you know that the Hermit card can also be likened to the Saturn return. And there's a whole load of other things in there as well that I break down in the tarot course. All of that to say, sometimes, because the Hermit card can also be self-imposed withdrawal from society, and sometimes in order to really hear your own thoughts, your own internal compass speak, or if you've been with me long enough, you've heard me say when the Hermit shows up, the High Priestess has a message for you. Your intuition is trying to tell you something right now, but your life is so busy and so loud, it's not able to communicate with you. Sometimes you need to take your own counsel to really understand where you're at any given moment in time. The other thing with the Hermit card, it really is about finding the gems of knowledge and wisdom that you have that you could really serve the world with, right? What is your unique message? For your actions and options, you've got the Seven of Wands. I love this. I actually do like this, even though the Seven of Wands is a battle and a conflict card. I like this because it's like maybe you find something on a deep internal level that forces you to kind of say, actually, I know this, right? I don't know much, I don't know everything, but I know this. And it also potentially sees you fighting for what you believe in, right? Maybe you're speaking up on something that you've been silent for quite a while. Maybe you are deciding that actually, you know, my viewpoint is valid. Whether anybody believes that or not, whether anybody agrees with that or not is not my problem. It's not my business. I have, you know, just as much right to say and to feel what I think and feel as anybody else does. And because it's in your actions and options, you're fighting for your own knowledge. But it's like usually Aquarius fights for the underdog. And what a lot of people don't know about Aquarius energy is usually that Aquarius people are the underdog, which is why we fight so hard for others who are marginalized, which is why we care so much for people who are on the fringe. It's why we tend to give a voice to people who don't have a voice of their own. I think this is you advocating for yourself though this month. I think this is you fighting for yourself and fighting for your voice, fighting for your own message to get it out there, to get it heard in some way. And it's kind of like you will not be silenced. Hell hath no fury, honey. Like, listen, you Aquarius knows when to be silent. Like, it's one of our superpowers. We know when to shut up and we know when to speak. I know you wouldn't think it by talking to me, right? But trust me, we know when to stay silent. And my thoughts and feeling behind this combination is this is you fighting for your right to speak or something that you know you're ready to share with the world. When it comes to the options that are available to you, there's a chance for you to take the moral high ground. There's also a chance, it's kind of like, you know, when they say like you can be right or you can be successful, but you can't always be both, or something. I can't remember what the saying is exactly, but this kind of feels like that, right? And for me personally, I think I know which option I'm going to take. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Emperor. So you have, not only do you have a battle on your hands this month, right? So part of you is trying to pull away from the world so that you can hear your inner self speak. Part of you is trying to really process what you know to be true for yourself in some way, shape, or form. And then on top of that, you've got this other aspect of yourself that's really asking you to lean into your own authority or being the authority. And that's the other thing as well. Like Aquarius energy is, we're really good at leading, but we don't seek the leadership, right? It's kind of like the way that I usually do it, and I've always found this to be the way, is I will not touch that, right? But if nobody steps up and it doesn't get done, then yes, usually I will step in and say, right, okay, well, we need someone to steer the ship for now. Once it's going, you know, everybody else can take over. I'm happy to do that. Now, this Emperor card in your communications and conversations, you are speaking with the voice of authority this month. I don't think this is like pulling rank. I think it's more a case of setting a record straight and speaking with an authority that maybe you haven't utilized up until now. Do you know what's really funny? I remember when Pluto dipped into Aquarius in 2023, I remember thinking, if it's 20 years of this, fuck yeah, like give it to me, right? Like I want more of this. And now that it's in full time, I'm like, you know, no. If it's 20 years of this, you can fucking take it back. Jokes aside, I don't think Aquarius people have accessed the level of power that Pluto is providing for us at this moment in time yet. And so my thought and my feeling behind the whole thing is maybe, just maybe, this is where you're going to get the first taste of what true power means to you, where you're going to use your voice and your outlook and your authority to really advance yourself and potentially your career in some way. So as I say, it's not pulling rank. I think this is more about really claiming your ownership and your authority in your space. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, there could be some kind of battle with the institution itself. With the Hermit card here, you may feel unsupported, and you might like, whereas usually Aquarius people would just be like, I don't feel supported, fuck it, I'll do it on my own. I'm the alien of the zodiac, so there's never any support anyway, so it is what it is. This is one of those times where I think you speaking up about it is going to be the thing that changes it, and I actually do see you doing that for a change. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, honestly, you could be going toe to toe with your boss, and quite frankly, it's possible that you could win. And it may be like, I remember a few times actually in my history, in my working history, where, you know, my boss kind of, you know, where I basically kind of schooled them to say like, yeah, okay, you're the boss, but I still know just as much, if not more than you in some areas. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know everything just because you're the boss. It's not the case. It's never the case. So this is all this to say, you may end up going toe to toe with a boss, with a, you know, somebody that you consider an authority in some regard, but it's also possible that you might decide, what's the word? yeah, it's also possible that you might decide, okay, you know what, I'm not really going to affect the change here, so I'm going to build my exit strategy. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, honestly, this is about you ramping up production. Like, this is you going in, it's you going hard, it's you going ham, maybe behind the scenes, but you are like, make no mistake, this is going to be a month of hard work. All right, it's also eclipse season as well, so consider that. When it comes to your I just had deja vu, really bad. I just had like a really bad deja vu from a dream that I had. Okay. um when it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could also be, maybe there's an issue with a banking institution or a larger institution that you need to interact with, or potentially you're being called upon for something like this. I wonder as well, for some of you, if maybe you're called to jury duty this month. It'd be interesting to see what comes of that. You'll have to let me know. For your love and relations, you've got the Ace of Cups. Whether you're ready for it or not, someone is coming in. If you are single, Aquarius, you've got someone coming in, and maybe they are just showing you that you are still desirable, and maybe they're highlighting to you that actually somewhere in all of that, I don't care, is a little part of you that actually does want to be wanted and desired and needed, and is looking for, partnership, is looking for relationship. My feeling around this is, whoever it is that comes in now may not stay, but they probably are your person, which is really strange. I kind of feel like maybe you come in, you connect, it's great, it is what it is, and then it fizzles out and you just don't think anything of it. But then at a later date, sometime in the future, you reconnect with this person when the timing is a bit more right. Very interesting. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, your partner is giving you the space that you need to process. I've said this before. If you're cross-watching for an Aquarius, they are loyal to a fault. Aquarius is a fixed sign. Fixed signs in general love to be in long relationships, but Aquarius loves to be in a long relationship. What they also really need and require as an absolute base minimum is freedom within the confines of that relationship. They will need a day on their own where they just do their own thing. They will need their own group of friends, or they don't constantly need to be, like my case is slightly different because I have a Cancer moon. So that counts for a lot, right? I'm naturally very affectionate. I'm warmer than what most people consider Aquarians to be because I have a Cancer moon, right? I've got water moons in general, to be fair, with Aquarius energy is always a very interesting mix. But yeah, anyway, I digress. If you're partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, or if you're seeing somebody and you're really trying to connect with them at a deeper level, your partner is supporting and advocating you taking time out to really get to really understand where you're at this moment in time. Not only that, they're waiting with open arms once you've done your processing, and there's a lot of warmth, there's a lot of love here. So I think this could be a great month in that regard. For your, look, right, and your person, whoever they are, if you're single and you've got someone coming in, this person is marriage material. Like, make no mistake about it. They will come in, they will turn your world upside down for a while, they will probably leave, maybe you leave, maybe it fizzles out, maybe it is what it is, but they will be back. Ooh, this is juicy. I'm kind of excited with my 5-year single ass. Now, that being said, there's an age gap here. That's why I got onto this, because you've got the World card here, but you've also got the Emperor. So there's definitely an age gap between you, a minimum of like 5 years-ish. Now, when it comes to your money and materials, you've got the World card. You will finally be glad to hear that a full circle moment shows up for you, my dear Aquarius people. If you've had challenges, problems, or issues with money, finances, and resources, if it's been tighter or slower or a bit more unstable than usual, you'll be glad to know that whole energy is now over the course of this month, right? And we are in eclipse season after all. Whether you're a sun, moon, or ascendant sign, you are having eclipses in your second and eighth houses at this moment in time, which are your money houses. So on top of that, you'll and then outside of that, sorry, I got distracted by something. Obviously the world card is a completion point. It's also a new level. It's also where we reach a completion point. And also the world card basically says to us, it's kind of like the magician on steroids. So this basically says, like, over the course of the month of September, something about your money, something about your resources and your finances is solidifying this month, potentially taking you to a new level of security and stability in some way. Now, on top of that, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this would be a good month for you to really work with an osteopath, a chiropractor, anyone who works with the structure or the function of the body. It could even be a massage therapist, although with the cards that are present, it's more likely a chiropractor, an osteopath, or even an acupuncturist is the things that I'm seeing. Those are going to be things that really support your body this month and your osteo health, right? Your bone health. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. This is not a diagnosis. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. But you really want to look after the structure of your body this month. When it comes to your home and environment, for a lot of you, this is either the completion of a sale or a move, or the beginning of a sale or a move. If you're buying or selling a home, if you are moving, like if you rent, etc., this could be all of that as well. Something going on with the change of location in the longer run. If you are not on my mailing list, you are not getting your Monday, Wednesday, and Friday emails. You can sign up for those on the link in the description box below. There's loads of stuff that I talk about in those that I don't talk about anywhere else, like some of the astrology, the numerology, etc. Nice. That I don't talk about anywhere else. And also channel memberships are back. There's a link for those in the description box below as well. You're going to get early access to content. You're going to get members only, exclusive members only content. You're going to get a live stream solely for the members each month as well. And as if that wasn't enough, you're going to get members shout outs in the content from now on as well. All right. So now your Human Design Oracle deck card is the Gate 58 and Joy. What else is there to say, right? The authenticity and the joy of being who you are is what you're being encouraged to delve into this month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes out. Take care, and I'll see you soon.